Hey, this is Gary Owen with the Getsome podcast. My guest this week is Bill Bellamy.
Yes.
Baps, How to Be a Player.
I wasn't in Baps.
Sorry about that.
Okay.
I thought you were Halle Berry.
You know?
I'm trying to think. He's
like, I knew
manifest it.
He was like, somebody Brown was in that
Amistad.
movie. I was in that too. Yeah. I was the third dude from the back. Yeah, I was him.
Now, what would you say your big break was? Was it MTV?
I think the big break initially was Def Comedy Jam, because that was just like the spark that lit the flame, and then right after that was MTV, and then it was the explosion. So I think Def Comedy Jam was my big like, oh, this new comic, who is this guy? And then bam, MTV.
Did you get MTV because of Def Jam?
No, it just happened that way. It was really weird because I had just taped my Def Jam and it hadn't aired yet, and then I got a what they call a audition or a showcase in New York for new hosts for MTV, because they were doing this new show called MTV Jams, and they were going to do the top 20 countdown. They were just revamping their shows, and they wanted new personalities, so they were looking at comics. And I remember at the showcase, Jay Moore was there. I was there. Was a couple other New York comics, and I got the job. Like, I got picked out of all the guys.
That's why because I didn't have cable when Def Jam was out.
Right,
so I was
right,
catching
yeah,
up.
yeah.
So I always caught Def Jam like later, but the
On
first time I saw you
VHS.
was MTV.
Right, which was big. That was big, because that brought me into all the suburban homes, and the irony of me being on MTV was at that time I didn't have MTV because it was only in select areas. So even though I was on MTV, I couldn't see myself. So I didn't even know if my show was cracking or not.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, so the first like 6 months I was on TV, I couldn't even see myself. I didn't even know I was famous.
See, I thought MTV was on all the basic cable packages.
No. If you think back, it was in select areas, and it was part of a package. Like, say for instance, you didn't have to have it. Initially, you had to buy into it. So you would get boom, 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 and if you want MTV, you pay extra $2. Bam.
Oh, okay.
But then later, they forced you to have MTV.
Yeah.
Then that was good for me because I was everywhere.
And you had the, since I've already fucked up your credits.
That's all right. It's all good. I'll help you.
It was the summertime stuff that I thought took you to another level.
Yeah.
Like, what was it called? The House?
We did theme shows. So the summertime was the Beach House.
The Beach House.
Which was bomb.
That's where I was like, okay, this guy's about to take off.
Yeah. So the Beach House was so big because summertime, we promoted fun. Like, just think about it. It was like you were watching camp with musicians and celebrities coming by. Everybody was like, do y'all really live in that house? I remember we used to be like, yo, is that your real house? I'm like, nah, man, that's just the prop. It's a house, but we don't stay there. And that was big. And then in the wintertime, if you remember, we used to do Mount MTV. Do you remember that? We used to be, you don't remember the
what?
So we used to do Mount MTV too. So we would be in Aspen or somewhere, and we'd have like a ski house, and we would have all the guests come out to the mountains. You
I don't remember that. I
Yeah.
remember this Beach House, and I remember you and the Asian dude that sounded like a brother, Theo.
Theo, he was cool, dude.
Yeah.
He
What happened to Theo?
lasted 5 minutes on MTV because he was too cool. He was like, what's happening, everybody? This is Theo. You know, he had this sexy, cool radio voice, and like, he was like 0.3 on personality on TV.
Yeah, I was like,
but his voice was bananas. He was actually like the dude here in LA.
But he was also Wait and Exhale. He was the radio voice.
You absolutely correct.
And Wait and Exhale.
He had the flyest voice. Like, you couldn't believe his voice came.
Where's he at now?
He's probably somewhere on the radio killing it still.
He was the guy. The funniest story about Theo was this guy committed suicide on the highway, and Theo was reporting like, yo, we just mental health and da-da-da. But the guy like burned his truck up, and the dog was in the truck. He goes, but nobody's really talked about the dog. The dog burned up. And I go, why? The guy just shot his head off. Like, shot it. This is before they did tape delays. I remember watching it live.
Wow.
And the guy took a shotgun and blew his head off, and they had it live. But he burned his truck like on the 101 or something. This is like 97, 98.
Wow.
And that's when he started doing delays with the news.
Yeah, just in case it get crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember Theo coming on the next morning going, but what about the dog, man?
Yeah.
Nobody's talking about the dog.
Yo, Skippy was a rider, you know?
Who cares about the dog? Not to be heartless,
Not to
but
be
a guy
heartless.
shot his head off.
Yeah. Let's talk about what really happened.
Let's talk about the dog. Now, you see, I just added this week
You
in
gotta
honor of
have
the Black
it.
Panther.
Oh, man,
Did
yes.
you ever meet Chadwick?
Yes, I did. Yes,
Oh,
I
did
did.
you?
Yeah, man. And it was really cool because I was with my kids. And, Black Panther, was my quintessential heroic movie. Like before that, Rocky was one of my big ones, my top 5. There's a couple movies where you just go, oh my God. Like Rocky, when I was coming up, was like the quintessential sort of underdog hero. Right. And then when Black Panther came out, I just was like, wow. Because, before that, I thought Iron Man was my dude and the Hulk. I had my dudes, what I'm saying?
Iron Man and Hulk?
Yeah, I don't know why. The Iron Man and the Hulk was my guys, right?
Superman dude.
Yeah, see, some dudes go Superman, Batman, right? So I had, because I'm nice with the hands. So anyway, when Black Panther came out, I just really resonated with that character, and I thought what they did with the movie was fantastic. And we went to the premiere. So not only did we meet him at the premiere, it was weird when you're with your kids. You're not even a celebrity anymore. Like it's weird. Like
oh yeah.
Like when you're with your kids, I feel like I'm just regular Bill. Like I don't even. He's like, yo, Bill, what up? And I'm like, dude, can you just take a picture with my kids? I don't care about me. You know what I'm saying? So he was so gracious and so nice, And then we turn around, and then we run back into him at All-Star Weekend, which was really dope.
This is right after the movie came out?
This is right after the movie came out. So, that it was 98. No, it was 2018 that LA had the All-Star Weekend.
Right.
Cool. So we run into him again, and he actually remembered the kids. It was me, him, Chris Tucker, a bunch of people right there gathered, and we all took this great photo, right? Looked great. Energy was great. Laughing and stuff. Nobody knew he was sick, bro. And
that's the weird thing about all of it was, when I say nobody, like
nobody,
Spike Lee said he didn't know.
Nobody
Ryan
knew
Coogler,
anything.
I think Ryan Coogler might have known because he kind of hinted,
right?
But I don't know if he knew the extent of it. I kept thinking it was for a role. Every time he lost weight.
Yeah, when he lost weight, one of the times where, people were saying, don't criticize people, he looked really slim. And I was just like, wow, man, he looked sick to me. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't know what it was, because it could have been a role. Like, you drop weight. And so I never commented on it. But I was just like, wow, I didn't know he was sick like that, because maybe it was progressive. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it was like he was okay, but a little bit, and then sometimes cancer just
well, I think that's
off.
what I read was it was stage 3 when he got diagnosed 2016, but it progressed to stage 4.
Yeah.
That's when the waist, which is also mind-boggling. They did all these movies.
Yo, and the thing that's really interesting about him that, kind of reminded me of Tupac in a way, it almost seems like people who come here for a really short time in our mind they have a specific purpose. You ever notice, like, how the hell was Tupac able to do all that music, boom, 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 and then be gone? How was he able to do all these prolific films within a 4 to 5 year range? Like, just think, he did Thurgood Marshall. He did
42.
42. He did obviously Black Panther. He did
James Brown.
The Jackie Robinson, James Brown. Then he did 21 Bridges. He did The Bloods. I mean, like,
he got one coming out with Viola Davis. It's not out yet.
That's what I'm saying. But he just kept going from movie to movie to movie to movie to movie to movie, and they're all like these amazing, really good roles. And then, boom, I'm done. It's like crazy.
He reminds me of like a Michael Ealy type, where Michael Ealy's in it for the art. It's not the fame.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously money is a part of it, but the extras are great, but it's really about the art.
The
Ely's
art
like
of
that.
it.
Ely doesn't need to go out and get recognized or need
He don't care about
accolation.
followers.
Yeah. Comedians, we different.
Yeah, we need that.
I need it.
We need that, yeah. Like, we want, because we're people-oriented.
Yeah.
By nature. Like, we want the love. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it really means something to a real comedian to have followers and to have exchange with your fans.
Or see people's face just freak out when they see you.
Yeah,
they smile.
It's the bomb.
Yeah.
It's
you don't want this.
Oh, there go Bill Bellamy. Oh, you feel horrible.
We need it.
Yeah,
I'm quick to be like, I need that adulation.
We need that love. Yeah.
You ain't lying.
Right. Like Dave is like that though. Dave Chappelle. He's like the art of comedy. The historically, he's into the classic comedian, stand-up comedian, not trying to be a rock star, not trying to be like Eddie Murphy. Like Eddie Murphy to him would be like, that's the movie star. do that way. But to Dave, he would be like,
But I was
chill.
talking to Eric Griffin last week. I had him on the podcast. We was
Yeah.
talking about Eddie Murphy, and we said, what's crazy is Eddie is one of the greats of stand-up. We always think Eddie Murphy when the greats come up.
Absolutely.
But if you really think about Eddie Murphy, people have only seen 3 sets. It's delirious, raw, and I saw a set where I was at the Tonight Show.
You're right.
But it has such an impression of those really 2
Yeah,
shows.
but it's 3 monster sets.
Right, but that's the thing. Like, you look at Chappelle, it's like 25 years of
30.
shit. Richard Pryor,
Yeah,
same thing.
yeah.
Eddie, boom, boom. It's
But
raw
see,
and
delirious.
delirious. And that's it.
But see, for Eddie, to me, why it's so prolific is it's like it's lightning in a bottle.
Right.
Timing, right? You have the best set on the best night and everybody see it, you jump to the next thing. You best set, you jump to the movies, right? It was like Eddie went bam, 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 right?
In his early 20s.
But it doesn't happen like that for a lot of
Yeah.
people. Just think about it. It's just like this lightning in a bottle for you to take off like a rocket. I mean, I remember even when I came in the game, I was like, yo, like, what is going on? Like, I went from nobody to people going, you're Ralph Bellamy, right?
Ralph Bellamy?
They used to always call me Ralph.
Why?
Ralph Bellamy. I don't know. Or then they call me Bell Biv DeVoe. You Bell Biv DeVoe. Are you
I can see Bell Biv DeVoe.
Yeah, they always thought I was in Bell Biv DeVoe, right? And then people started associating my comedy with my name when I did MTV. They would say, yo, you Bill Bellamy, right?
But did anybody ever say you was in Baps?
No. You did. It's like, I think that was you.
Why I did that? I was like, how to be a player? And that's the one you just
I
went.
think Baps.
You're the second person. I had Aries on, and I said, Aries, I remember when we met. I told him a joke. He goes, that ain't my joke. I go, I swear that's your joke.
Right.
And we sit here going back and forth. I'm like this. Bill, you auditioned for Baps? You didn't even audition?
You didn't even try.
No, I think somebody told me you auditioned. I think I saw you in the waiting room. Now you're on the, okay, I don't want to get too dark too early when we were talking about Chad. We were talking off camera that we had a mutual friend
Yes.
talking about passed away. Because anytime a celeb or anybody passes away, you kind of reassess your own life, and then you realize how many people have passed away that you've known. One, and D-Ray says it's funny, D-Ray, you never want to die on certain days.
Yeah.
Like,
Try to
you don't want
get
to
your
die
own day.
when Chadwick passed away.
You just did.
You're right. Like when Farrah Fawcett died the same day as Michael Jackson.
Yeah, she just died.
You're just gone.
You're gone.
Yeah.
And no one's gonna pay attention.
But we was talking about, we had a not a mutual friend, but like really like a
brother.
second brother.
Yeah.
Was
Devin.
Devin, who, for people who don't know, I'm from Cincinnati. Devin's Cincinnati.
Devin Johnson.
Devin Johnson was a barber stylist. If you lived in Cincy, you knew who Devin was.
You knew Devin. He
right?
was very popular.
Yeah, and even most comedians know Devin.
Yeah.
But you introduced me to Devin.
Yes.
In 2000, I'm thinking 12. We
Was
did
it?
that family show, Stand Up for Family.
Stand
the
Up for
clean
Family,
show.
yeah, and he was doing my styling.
Yeah.
But this is what you don't realize, right? And I always wanted to tell you the story. So Devin and I, brothers, tight like that. So he was cutting my hair for a while, and he was like, "Yo, B man, my ambition is to, be a stylist for the celebrity guys, and like just travel and meet different people." I said, "Well, start with me." I said, "You start with me. Start styling me. You cutting my hair, this, that, and the other." I said, "When people see how I look, they're gonna want what I have. People need to see it." So next thing you know, we're out, we're doing shows, and then he meets Tony Roberts, he meets you, he meets this person. He's still doing the all the athletes and stuff like that, and because he was in tight with the Bengals and everybody and the Reds. He was, oh my God. So I never forget where he was like, "Bill, I'm working with Gary." And I was like, "For real?" He was like, "Yo, man, Gary's gonna let me try to, do a couple projects with him and go shopping with him." And I said, "Oh yeah," I said, "Because Gary needs you." I said, "Gary needs you." I said, Gary been okay for too long. Right? See, t-shirt and jeans. I was like, "Give him some swag." I swear to God. I was like, "Gary needs just a little bit of swag," right? So he was like, "Bro," he said, "Look," he sent me pictures. He was like, "I'm gonna have Gary looking fly as hell." I was like, "Gary gonna wear that?" He gave. Because it was like he had some real cool sneakers for you, some fly jeans, you know what I'm saying? It was still you, but it was just turned up a little bit, right?
Well, he saved me. I'll tell you a couple instances where Devin saved me. One, the first time I used him was the Soul Train Awards in Vegas.
Right.
And he put me in a bow tie. And I went, what the fuck?
Right, but like how I'm gonna do this?
But
How I'm gonna pull this?
Right. So I put it all on. I go, it's not what I'm used to, but I'll try it. When I went on the red carpet, Anthony Hamilton just stopped. And he goes, dang, you sharp, boy. You sharp, boy. I went, what?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, my posture came up.
Right, your chest got big. You're like,
man, walk this red carpet now.
Yeah, because, it's interesting how all of us need somebody, right? You know what I mean? And Devin was that guy for me, keeping me sharp. And then he started doing all these different things. And let me tell you, even when we did Ladies Night Out, he was on my special, I
saw that.
And we were literally talking about our dreams coming true, his coming true for him, doing what he needed to do. So he literally spoke it happened, started living it, and which was really crazy. On the last day that he was alive, he was at your place doing what he said he wanted to do. And you guys were doing your show and blah, blah, blah. So
Devin passed away 2016, about 4 years ago to the day.
August 24th, I think.
Was it? Yeah, it was.
Or August 20, I know it was.
It was right before week 1 of the football season.
Yep.
But he came to my house, he brings me some clothes to look at, and Devin was great because he just go buy a bunch of shit. And if I didn't like it, he'd be like, I'll just take it back. I'm on consignment with this store, this store. All right, so we just did tried everything on, and he was in his car, and he left my house about 4:30 or something like that. And then he left, and like 2 hours later, I'm getting texts. It's like I got overrun with text messages. You hear about Devin, I'm like, what are you talking about? Somebody goes, he passed away. He was in a motorcycle accident. And I went, that's impossible.
Because he was in a car.
Just left my house in a car,
Yes.
and he lives about 45 minutes from my house.
Right.
So I'm doing the math, so it took him 45 minutes to get home, get on the motorcycle. The only way this happened, he literally had to leave my house, go straight to his house, get on his motorcycle, and got in a wreck.
Yeah.
By the time he gets in a wreck, it's confirmed he passed away, and people already texted me 2 hours later. I was doing the math, that ain't right. That can't be right.
Right.
Sure enough, he passed away, but his last Instagram post was at my house.
At your front
walking
door.
to my front door, and it was so, what he said was hey, God wakes you up, it's a blessing to wake up, do something productive with your day.
Always positive dude. Always, we always say he was on the first team All-American for Jesus. You know what I'm saying? He made the first team, you know what I'm saying? Because he was always positive about it and everything and living his life to the fullest. And the day that he passed, he was in a good mood. And he was, because I talked to him every other day. Ridiculous, right? So I talked to him. He was like, Bill, man, I'm over G's house. He said, I just left G's house. He gonna be sharp, bro. This thing gonna be good. I'm going back to my house. I'm gonna, blah, blah, blah. I said, what? Then he called me on the motorcycle.
He had the Bluetooth on?
So he had his Bluetooth on, and I'm at a game, and I was just like, and my son was playing, and it was kind of loud, and I was like, I heard, and I was like, man, what would I hear? Are you on a motorcycle? And he was like, yeah. He said, today, beautiful out today, man. It's a beautiful day. Me and my boys are gonna go riding. We meeting up. So he was like, please send me my itinerary because the following week we were supposed to go to Fort Lauderdale. He was coming out. So I was like, cool. As soon as I leave the game, I'll just blah, 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 send it to you because I had already bought the ticket. And so then I forget. No, I send it. I'll go back to my show because I had a show literally in Ontario. Sold out show. Let me tell you how crazy life is, right? So I get a text from D-Lay. You know D-Lay, comedian.
Yeah.
So D-Lay's opening up for me that weekend. And D-Lay said, man, I think something happened to Devin. I'm getting all these DMs. So while you were getting DMs or texts or whatever, I was getting the same, but I was in LA and I was like, that doesn't make sense because I just talked to him about 2 hours ago. I took a nap.
Yeah.
Woke up and that's what I found out. And I was like, I was in disbelief for the whole night. I never forget, I had 2 sold out shows and I just didn't know I could do it. I just did not know I could perform that night. And I never forget, Jay Reed called me up and Jay Reed was like, Bill, man, listen, you and D-Lay have to do the show. Because people do not pay for your pain. They pay for you to pay to be entertained. And I was just like, oh my. It was like all I needed because I couldn't figure out how to gather myself.
But it's our therapy too.
Yeah.
And sometimes we're there for the audience, but in times like that, there's been numerous times that people passed away or something happened in your life. I go, thank God I got a show. Because it just takes,
that's true.
It's a little bit of I don't know if I'm saying the word right, normality. Mm-hmm. You're normal again.
It's our therapy in a way.
You need the audience as much as they need you sometimes.
Yes, you do.
That's a fact.
Yes, sir. pure fact. I remember when I lost my brother, right? So my brother passed. That was just devastating. And I had a show, right? And I didn't want to do the show. All the fellas, everybody was crying. Everybody was going through it, right? So I was like, dude, we got to just do this show for the people, right? And literally, I did the show. Somehow, the audience never knew. I get off stage, and I'm coming off the stage, and this lady with her mom was in a wheelchair, right? Rolls up to me, and she was like, Mr. Bellamy, we so needed that. My dad passed away a year and a half ago, and my mom would not come out the house. This is her first time coming out the house, and the first time having a good time. She loves you. Would you take a picture? And I did, and I was just like, wow.
You didn't say $20?
Yeah, no $20. I did it for free, right? That'd be $20 cash.
Yeah, $20.
4 5s, 2 10s. No. But the thing that was so crazy was that they really needed that laughter. And I was like, wow, well, maybe we are, sort of, not to be corny, I think we're here to help people.
Oh, without question. You're the same way. When this podcast just got dark as shit.
I'm sorry, but we got to tell the truth. Yeah, this is what happens.
When my brother passed, I had a show in Mississippi. And I was like, I got to go do the show. And people were calling the casino saying, is he coming? Because everybody heard my brother passed. Right. And I was like, yeah, I'm coming. So I got through the whole show. At the very end, I broke down a little bit just because I was thanking the audience because I was like, I needed this because I was
you just go
like
into your
the world
zone.
was okay for a little bit
when you're on stage.
As soon as I got off stage, I was back to that was the emptiest night in a hotel, and I remember I was at the Imperial Palace in Biloxi, Mississippi.
Oh, you never forget where you were.
They gave me the pimpest, partiest suite ever. It was so big, I couldn't play basketball, and I was like. It's the last thing I want. Normally I'd be like, guys, come up, let's have some drinks and shit like that.
Do it.
Oh, it was just depressing. Yeah. It was like out of a movie. You just needed John Legend playing in the background. Yeah. I was just sitting there like they had the hot tub in the bar and they stocked it.
It'll be all right.
Everything was set up for a party. I was just like this. No, my guys are knocking. You all right? Yeah, I'm fine.
I'm cool, bro.
Right. It was like, but that one, I was like, that was a show I'll never forget.
Yeah,
my whole life.
And as comics, right? And one of the things about because I believe we bring so much joy, which is awesome that we do. We have the gift of laughter, right? And you've been doing it your whole career, so have I. I think they don't often know that we're human. That we have moments that are just real like everybody else because we bring so much joy. Like they probably never think we ever have a bad day.
Right.
Because we make people laugh all the time.
I know.
Like, man, what you trip? Man, come on, man. You ain't never had no bad day.
Are they waiting for the twist?
Yeah, they're like, Bill Bellamy ain't never had a day off. Yeah. You're always smiling. I'm like, dude, I've been through a lot of stuff too, but, I choose to, take it to the chin and, and continue to learn from it and then still deliver what I believe is my gift to the people.
Well, I know I didn't even speak at Devin's funeral because I wasn't following you. Because it was kind of depressing. And I wrote a joke. I'm doing on stage now about Devin's funeral because I'm not going to tell the whole joke, but it's funny now. But I remember, you went up, about 3 or 4 people went up. Everybody kept it about 10, 15 minutes, and everybody was telling personal stories about Devin. Right. So now you're celebrating his life, right? And you shut it down, because I was like, they were looking at me like, you about to go up? I said, nah, Bill got it covered. And Bill, I don't even remember. You turned it into a show, because you had it, you had him, he was telling a story about Devin, you went, I'm Bill, y'all, I'm out. I go, damn, did he just close? I closed at a funeral. I was sitting next to Brandon Phillips, the baseball player. Right. And I looked at him, I go, did he just close? I'm Bill Bellamy, y'all, good night.
But the thing was, I didn't want it to be a downer for whatever reason. I didn't mean to make it felt like a set though.
But you felt the energy. The thing about you felt the energy in the room.
I just read the room.
It. Yeah. And my thing was, you had a lot more history and you were a lot tighter than Devin. Even though I was tight, right. I was like the stepbrother. You were the brother. Same mom and dad.
Same mom and dad.
So I was like, because people were like, Gary, why didn't you talk? I go, it wasn't the time. I go, Bill said enough. Yeah. The crowd was right in the pocket. And this is where the joke comes into my funeral. The funeral joke I talk about on stage right now is, I don't know if you remember, but the preacher went up after you and talked so long and didn't tell one story about Devin. I remember, this is what I remember specifically.
He just kept going.
And backstage, he came up to us. We were all talking, like, who's going to speak? And you're like, I'm going to speak. And then somebody else like, I might say something, blah, blah, blah. And then he was like, well, I'm going to leave it to the professionals. I'm going to keep mine real brief. And when he said that, I go, oh, this fucker about to go.
Yeah.
I remember sitting there going, he about to go.
Oh, yeah, he going to do his whole album.
Oh, but here's what I said. And when you go to funerals, even though you're going to be gone, you tell your wife and people around you, don't let that shit happen at my funeral.
Right.
I told Kenya, don't let that happen at my funeral.
Don't do it.
Don't let no preacher get up to serve his own agenda, because that
on my
preacher,
time.
Right, the preacher went up there trying to get clients, basically.
Yeah, he was basically trying to get his followers up on Instagram.
Or people going to his church, which is more ties.
Yeah, more ties.
He literally was like, he saw 2,000 people in his church because Devin shut the city down that night.
Yeah.
That
I
day.
never seen a funeral sold out. It was sold out. It was sold out.
My aunt actually lived in the neighborhood next to the church. I had to park in her driveway because there wasn't any parking, right? But I don't know if you remember this. The preacher was talking so long. I don't even remember, somebody came from out the pews, walked on the stage and told him, oh, we got to wrap this up.
Oh, yeah.
Cemetery closed at 5 o'clock.
You right.
Like, Devin was about to miss his time slot at the cemetery because he was up there so long. And I was so upset with the dude because I flew in for the funeral and had to fly back out. I had a show. So whatever city I was in, thank God it was on the East Coast. Yeah. I flew in for his funeral, landed that morning, and was flying out like at 5 so I could make my show at 8.
At 8.
So
you ain't
I didn't have
no
enough time.
You
so I wasn't able to go to the cemetery because he was up there so long, and it was like a basketball game where people were getting blown out because people were starting to leave the church, and I could hear the motorcycles revving outside. I was like this, writing's on the wall, buddy, rev it up. You know what's bad at funerals?
So surprised that people would do that, man.
But you know what's going long when people start doing this
they
in the pews.
Wow.
They start rocking the ass cheeks. I go, time to wrap it up.
What time we leaving?
Yeah.
They start whispering to each other.
He just kept. I'm okay if you're going long,
but not
Make
that long.
sure it's stories about Devin.
No, he definitely was serving himself at that moment. But what I thought was the beauty in all of that, because you and I were always cool. Like, we always been really cool. But I think that bonded us in a weird way.
Yeah.
Like on another level. Like, because I've always been fly with you. You know what I'm saying? I always loved what you did. I like how you came in the game. But we didn't have that cohesion. You know, we had numbers, but we didn't talk as much. But I would see you, and we always be like, whatever. Mm-hmm. But that was like the lock. Like, you my brother.
Right.
You know, that was when you got accepted. You got
the
baptized.
adoption papers.
Yeah, you got your papers. I'm like, yo, G. Oh yeah, I do his podcast.
Well, I mean, that's how. That's funny.
I do his podcast.
Well, you're supposed to be on 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. I do it.
No, because when you introduced me to Devin, because when we did that show in 2012, you had said, you go, hey, G, my dude's from Cincinnati. I go, shut up. And then the fact that he still lived there.
Yes.
And that's when I went to his barbershop, and that's her,
Incredible creation. And that's when you start getting your swag up. I remember, because you was lost. You was just like a white dude, just out there, T-shirt, jeans and stuff. The next thing I know, you start getting swag.
Let me tell you where
G about to get his numbers up.
This is all you got to know about Devin right here. Facts.
Okay.
All you got to know about Devin. So it was the NAACP Image Awards in 2014. And I was presenting, and Delta didn't get my bag on my flight, so my suit was in my bag. I go, shit. Well, thank God Delta was like, go get another suit, and they'll take care of it.
Right.
Devin was landing like an hour after I did, and when he landed, I go, dude, I'm freaking out on the phone.
I ain't got a suit.
Devin goes, don't worry about it. I'm just gonna sit at the airport. I'll wait for it. And I go, okay. So he just sat at the airport. So when my bag came in like 2 hours later, he got to my room, steamed it real quick, got me set. He goes, I'll dress you, just be ready, like get a shower and stuff, because the car was waiting. So when I say save me, because I didn't have time to get from the hotel back to LAX, back to my hotel to get there.
Get ready, no.
He just stayed at the airport and waited for it, like 2 hours.
He would do, this is a memorial to Devin Johnson. Shout out to Cincinnati. He was that kind of guy for me too. Like, I just remember he would do the impossible for you. Like, you'd be like, for real? You always say for real with Devin. For real, you gonna do that? For real? Mm-hmm. He'd be like, dog, don't even trip. You don't have no shoes? Give me 20 minutes.
Right.
Bam, 2 pair of shoes.
Right.
Man, $75.
Yep.
Like whatever. It was always funny. Like, oh my God. And to this day, I have not been able to replace that kind of energy because not only was he helpful and wonderful, but like he was always positive around you. So you laugh and kicking it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh my God, you miss people like that. One of the things that, I learned from Devin and the Chadwick Boseman and all my friends, and it's like cherish your moments and enjoy. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like I wanted to come connect with you. I was like, yo, man, I'm not taking anything for granted. Like Gary called me. I'm coming over, kick it with my man. We gonna laugh. We gonna catch up. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know. You gonna do shows. I'm gonna do shows, and then I might not see you till 2021.
That's a fact.
That's because we get rolling.
Yeah.
Only reason I'm here is because I'm not working.
Yeah.
I mean, like literally, like when we're working, we're passing ships like this. Like, yo, you did a show. I was there 2 weeks ago. Boom.
Yo, speaking about not working, you need to call your agent and tell him to get you up to Tommy T's in Pleasanton.
What's up with there? I did it before the.
It's outside now.
Okay.
So I'm doing it this weekend, right?
Okay.
People are so ready to go out. They keep, and I'm into Monday now. I started with 4. I'm at 9. Because they're selling out so fast.
So how are they doing it? Where they?
They got the headphones on, the like the silent disco headphones.
Okay.
And call Tony Roberts. He did it last week because they had to send me a video because I didn't know what they was talking about.
Right. It's crazy.
So when I saw the video of Tony, I go, oh, it makes sense. They got a big stage. They got it fenced up with like covered fence, so people are in the parking lot, and you got the headphones on, which is weird. They got the headphones on, and you got a microphone, but the microphone's not going out. It's going right into the headphones. So you can hear it. You can hear their laughter.
You can hear yourself talking.
Yep.
Okay.
You can hear all that, but people are ready to go out. They just keep adding.
So
shows.
how many people can they do?
170 is the cap.
So it's outside in the parking lot of Tommy T's.
Yeah. You know what? I'll text you after I do it this week.
So yeah, because people want to do something. They're starving, bro. They miss us, bro.
Man, but I go to Instagram, look at the comments, look at everything, and everybody's like, I guess it's smooth. And I DM'd a couple people that was there.
Okay.
And just in different, like, I DM'd a girl, a guy, old, young, and just, they're like, I go, how was it? And then they're getting back, oh, it was great. No issues, loud. They go,
they serving drinks outside too? Oh, that's what's up.
They got to. That's how they make their money.
That's how they
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I was like, they're selling out so fast. I mean, I feel like Joe Coy.
Yeah, you on your Joe Coy, right? Yeah.
I'm like this. It's already sold out. They added. I had 2 sold out in an hour. We added 2. Just keep on the email list. That just
so
lets you know.
So what was it? Typical Friday through Sunday?
It was 1 show a night. I started Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 1 show a night.
Okay.
Right. Now we're at 2 shows a night, and we're into Monday.
When you go, you going this week?
This weekend.
Wow.
My first show's tonight.
Yeah, that's dope. Yeah, that means you're going to get it.
Yeah. So I was like this. I can keep adding.
Keep adding. We'll make up.
Keep going. I feel like Joe Coy a couple years ago went to Hawaii, and he put it on Instagram. They kept adding shows.
He just shut down the whole island.
Dude.
Period.
I think he did it was some ungodly number, 20 shows.
20.
I didn't know there was that many people in Hawaii.
Yes.
They just kept adding and adding.
Yo, when they want to see you, they want to see you, boy.
He kept adding shows, and he kept showing videos of him at this house in Hawaii. Like he rented this house for the week, right? So I texted him. I said, hey, man, I'm coming to Hawaii in a couple months. I go, that house looks dope. And I asked him how much. He goes, yeah, man, it's fucking awesome. Yeah, it's $70,000 for the week. I go, never mind.
Never mind.
I'm glad you think so much of me, Joe. But I am not spending $70,000 for me and my wife.
Right.
I love my kids, but not that much.
Not that
much. He looked like he had the crew with him.
Yo, Joe is my dude, man. He is so funny. He kills it though. He goes out. He got it locked in. I think he did it right. He got the right sauce for his audience, and he's funny as fuck. And what I really, really love how much he's embraced his culture and made that all.
All the Filipinos.
Yeah, just made it a thing. I love that. It's just
not me. I don't really embrace
because
my
I'm like,
culture.
yo, I'm not Filipino, but I want to be now.
No, I'm more like this. I haven't really embraced the trailer park yet, Bill.
You haven't locked in?
I'm trying to tap in that audience, but I realize they don't come out.
They won't come see you. They
waiting on the check.
They're waiting on that check. But now black people, we love you.
You was there one night, when we were shooting Think Like a Man 2, so that was 2013.
Okay.
Kev posted a picture you were in, and it was like this crazy random night at the Cellar.
Yes.
Where it was like, you were there, Kev was there, Dave was there,
Dave
Chris
Chappelle,
was there,
and
Marlon Wayans was there, right?
and Questlove.
Questlove, that was the picture, right?
Yes, sir.
Did you go up that night?
No. What happened, which was beautiful, this is like called cosmic, just all the stars lining up for one night, and all the guys were in one place. So you had, like you said, Kevin Hart, me, Marlon, Chris Rock, Dave Chappelle, and Questlove. Now, the question was, how did it happen, right? Here we go. Me and Marlon are at the Knicks game. We just randomly run into each other. Cool. We go to the game. Marlon's like, yo, Dave's going up tonight, and I think Kev is working out for Saturday Night Live. We should go see Dave tonight. Cool. We go out, me and Marlon go out to eat. Marlon gets a text from Kevin saying Kevin's gonna be there. I was like, dude, that sounds like a dope ass night. We should go. If Dave there and Kev, it's gonna be dope. We're gonna have fun. We walk in, Dave is on stage, right? And the cellar ceilings are only like 7 feet high.
Yeah.
So you can bam, right, hit your head on the sprinkler. So anyway, Dave's on stage, right? So me and Marlon kind of sneaking in because he's kind of like doing the set. We do not know Chris Rock is there. We do not know Kevin Hart's there. So we come down the staircase. You been there before? Mm-hmm. You come down the stairs, you make a quick left, and I'm trying to turn right and kind of get out the way. And Dave's on stage. He's like, man, is that Marlon? Like, no, is that Bill Bellamy? This is insane, right? So,
why you sound just like him?
He puts he's like, man, come on stage, man. This is amazing. It's never happened before. Now all of a sudden, we like, what? He was like, I'm just inviting all my friends on stage tonight. You guys are in for a treat. So all of a sudden, he's like, Chris, come on up. Out of nowhere, Chris Rock walks out of the darkness. Hey, man, boom. Next thing you know, Kevin, you can't see him because he's behind the piano. He comes around because he's so smart. So Kevin comes in, hey, man, what's going on, guys? Boom, bam, boom, right? So I said, oh, shit, what are we about to do, a show? Questlove comes running up with the camera. So this, literally, the person who had the camera first was Questlove. He came up with the video. He was like, yo, this is some magical shit. All the legends. He had his pick in his hair. He was like, this is some magical ass shit. What's up, kid? What's up? And then he started taking pictures with everybody, right? And then the crowd was like, oh my God. Now, this was the beauty of improvisation, right? Everyone, instead of doing stand-up, everyone told a funny story about somebody that was on stage. It was phenomenal. It was crazy because you can't even make the shit up.
That's what we should be doing more of, though. I think, and when you do shows like that, when you get a bunch of guys like that, even when you put the shows together, the ensemble shows, let's call them, you put like 5 or 6 headliners together. I always say like that'd be cool because we always want to get up and bag on each other. Right. We did that with the Shaq tour, but if you can get a bunch of guys and just tell a funny story, like, hey, you do talk about this, do you talk about this?
But we didn't know what you were going to talk about. That's what was so brilliant about it.
Yeah.
Like everyone was on the spot, so they just passed the mic.
Now, who'd you talk about?
I talked about Dave. Because I do such a good Dave impersonation. He's standing right there.
Yeah.
Right? He was like, do I sound like that, man?
Should have put a cigarette out, busted a cigarette out and everything. Bill commits.
Because Dave, like, I've been knowing Dave since he was probably like 17. So I always tell the story about when the first time he came to my club. I used to do the Peppermint Lounge.
I heard stories about that place. We'll get into that in a minute.
So real quick, so Dave got stuck there and he couldn't get home. So he couldn't get, because you have to be able to get back downtown Newark to get to New York because the path would stop running. So Dave, everybody was kind of pulling out. And I saw Dave just standing out there smoking a cigarette. Now, he's
17 years old?
17 years old. He's like, hey, man, do you mind if I can get a ride, man? And I was like, what's wrong? So, man, these cats left me, man. I'm just standing here. There's no buses, right? So I had this brand new car, and Dave, for whatever, remembered the car because I had this brand new Acura Legend, just had it with the buttercream seats. This joint was crazy. You would have thought
what year was this?
This is 92.
God damn.
Yeah, it was a 1992 brand new Oh my God, it was, and I had 19s on it. So I was the first cat in Jersey with 19s. I had to order them from California. So it looked crazy. So Dave was like, that car's insane. So he was like, man, this is when I get some money, man. This is what I'm doing. I'm getting an Acura. So anyway, I take him in the car, we drive downtown, and I get him back to New York, and he never forgot that, because it was like a moment of where he was just like, nope, you were the only person that saved me, pretty much, right? So I told the story. And so he was just like, man, damn. Like, it's funny because no one does Dave, but Dave is so in front of everybody, and his voice is so unique. So when I do it, always people go, what? So I talked about him, then Marlon talked about how Chris Rock put him on, and then Chris Rock talked about Kevin, being more famous than him, and then this and this. And like everyone had this like dope ass, it kind of like a toss up or, celebrate the other person. Yeah. And I was like, damn, this would be a dope ass show, because no one would ever imagine seeing all these people in this club that only holds 120 people.
Yeah.
It was like $500 million worth of commerce.
Exactly.
Think about it.
Like Kevin posted that picture, and I was like, "When was this?" He goes, "This is right before I came here."
He was in New York.
Getting ready to do SNL.
Getting ready to do SNL, and that picture actually is on the wall in a lot of comedy clubs now, and it also was featured in GQ.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it was called something like the night of a lifetime, something like that.
Now, did Kev do stand up that night?
No, Kev just told funny stories about coming up. Like everyone just told a funny story about somebody that was on stage.
Oh, okay.
So that's why it was dope, because it was all improv.
Yeah.
And then it made me realize how gifted everybody is. Like, it was like, damn, it made me feel like a wizard. You know how like when you were a kid, the fantasy of wizards, like you got a superpower, I got a superpower. Yeah. You might be invisible, and then I might have like the power of energy or whatever. But what was dope about being on that stage, you realize we were all gifted. Mm-hmm. And now we got put on the spot. Yeah. And your gift, this is it. There ain't no cameras.
Yeah.
Bam. And everybody was funny. Like naturally, like bam, boom. I was like, God damn.
See, that's why I wish more comedy clubs, with the comics' permission, would have camera systems set up to record every show that goes through there. Because you don't know what's going to happen sometimes.
Yeah, man.
Get waivers, make sure you can't release it, and then give it to you guys so you got that. Because that'd be dope for you to have it. Or Kev.
I'm sure somebody recorded it, because people were using their phones in there because they couldn't believe it. Like people were taking pictures.
That's worth getting kicked out. That's worth the risk of get out. Be like, delete it. I go,
could you imagine everybody that was in that room? If we were able to just figure out who was in that room, they have one moment shared that nobody else in the world has.
Mm-hmm. I always ask that. So I don't know if you do this, but now when I go to comedy clubs, I ask, do you have cameras? And or I'll just find a local to try to hire, to do the show, because you never know what can happen. You just never know.
So
who's
do
there.
Do you film it, or do you take pictures, or both?
No, I want to film every set, and not that I want to watch it. If nothing happens, I don't really care. But you never know. Like I posted something a couple months ago. I was in Texas, and this lady was from Germany, and the guy happened to be from Cincinnati. And I started just talking to him in the front row, and it was a really funny conversation I put on YouTube. So it's not my material getting out there.
But it's
a moment, and now it's out there. You know what I mean? So it's just like I always record.
That's smart.
I was talking to Aries about that, and he said one night Tony Romo came to a show and he was cool, and he goes, he was going in on Tony. Tony was loving it, and he goes, damn, I wish I would have taped that. I go, that's why I'm like this. Every show now when I go to comedy club like this.
I had a lot of moments. I never forget, man, I was doing a show in Nashville, and Nicole Kidman came with her husband, Keith Urban, right? So I'm doing my set, and I'm like, who is this tall-ass beige woman? It's like, she's real pale, like English, pale. I was like, she don't go in the sun at all.
She's whiter than me?
She's white. But I'm walking, you know how you going left to right, and I see her, and I'm like, damn, she look like Nicole Kidman, but this... It's probably like a lookalike or something in Nashville, right? So we'll get off the stage, and then all of a sudden, and she came in, she's like 6 feet tall.
That hurts tall.
Oh, she's tall as hell, and Keith Urban is like George Jefferson. Yeah. So he's a little guy. And I'm like, God damn, she could play in the WNBA, right? Case closed. I'm like bugging that Nicole Kidman's at the show. I mean, of course, she lives in Nashville, so all this stuff is like happening in real time. And I said the same thing. Why didn't I record this shit? I just had a picture. Because the video, you could have seen all the reactions, me looking at her.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, you're right. Bring a camera.
Or,
You're absolutely right.
ask the club, like, you guys got to, because most clubs have a camera system.
Yeah, they do.
I've learned it over time. It's funny how you're in this business long enough, you start realizing, like, should have did this, like merch. You're like this. Why didn't I have T-shirts my whole career?
Listen.
I made DVDs. Remember the DVDs hustling them?
I mean, let me tell you, now with the COVID, we can't even hustle merchandise. I remember I was on the plane with John Witherspoon, R.I.P., and John Witherspoon said, Bill Bellamy, how much money you make after your show? And I said, I don't do merchandise. Oh boy, you got to do some merchandise. You know, I make more money on my merchandise. I make $32,000. I said, what? He said, you a good looking man. And you don't tell no pictures, you are a dummy. Yo, because the thing that John taught me was like, he said, I don't even use my money that I make from the weekend. I just use my merch money. He goes out there, he was going out there with he had it down. You take a picture, it goes in the thing, boom, bang, bang, bang.
Polaroid, right?
Yeah, he had the Polaroid. That's only money he spent on the weekends.
But I heard this about John too. Like, I know guys that opened up for him, and they was like, he was so generous. Like, guy, opener come up, hey, I got T-shirts and stuff. John like, you better sell them fucking Mike. You say you're John's way better than me,
but you know what I mean.
Yeah. You better sell them fucking T-shirts.
He was another one of, I don't know why our show is talking about people that are gone, but we're giving a salute. But the thing about John Witherspoon that I love was that he was just so brutally honest about, and he was very, very, very thrifty with his money. Like he wasn't spending no extra. Right?
No, I think he wore the wardrobe from Boomerang.
Yeah,
for 30
years. Like I'm not doing nothing else, But he was like, I got bow ties, everything. I swear to God, right? He made me like go, oh, like I never thought about, really merchandising everything like that and spending the extra hour out there because I'm like, damn, that's a hustle to bring this stuff, to do this, that, and the other. But he got that part down and that was cash.
He's how you want to not go out, but he doing stand-up to the day done.
Right, and having a good time and like leaving it all on the floor, you know what I'm saying? I think that's what's the beauty of what we do. Obviously, a lot of us aren't happy comedians. I like to believe I'm like an upbeat comedian, and you are as well. Some of us are a little darker off stage or not. I know some comics that as soon as you say stop, they and it's a different person, you know what I mean? And you're like, damn, they kind of heavy when they're not on stage.
But we have, people don't realize, like you said, we have our days too. It was funny, like people say good things about you, you don't hear them all. Somebody says something bad, you hear all of it.
Yeah, that's true.
Somebody said something on some podcast that literally has like 50 views, but somebody tagged me, so I saw it. And this one comic was like going off on me because I had a show in San Antonio a couple years ago. I guess he came up to me to tell me he's a comic, and he said I was kind of cold to him, and I was doing a meet and greet after pictures. What he doesn't realize is that show, I remember, I didn't want to do a meet and greet. I didn't want to do it. It was a theater. I didn't want to go out and deal with 50 people after the show. I just wanted to relax. My guy had already set the camera equipment, and he gave me a guilt trip because he was like, yo, this is how I'm making my money tonight.
Yeah, man,
I was like,
man, you ain't coming out, bro.
I go, dude, I told you before the show, and I'm arguing with him. I didn't want to come out, right? He gave me a guilt trip. He goes, we got a line of people. I was like, fuck. All right, so I come out there. So I'm putting on a face, but I really didn't want to be out there at that time for whatever reason. So I'm taking a picture. So he probably just caught me on one of the
on a bad day.
And then he's telling me I'm a stand-up. I don't know what he want me to say, but this caught me at a bad day. But the fact that his only interaction with me he didn't say I didn't say hi to him or didn't take a picture. He goes, I was kind of cold, I guess, when he said, hey, I'm a stand-up.
Hey, good for you.
But it also, this guy's character comes into question because he started to bag on all these other comics, like they couldn't follow me. None of the Wild 'N Out guys could follow me. None of them are funny. I go, oh, you got attitude.
Okay.
I see what's going on here.
Yeah.
In your mind, you're a star.
Right. Nobody knows yet.
But he was just going off, and I go, God damn. I didn't know I was a dick like that.
Nah, I mean, all of us, can have, a bad day. I try not to, if I'm not in a good mood or if I'm not feeling good, I try not to be, transfer that energy to them, because you got to understand they love us, and, that they will hold that forever. You know what I mean? Like that dude, he kind of held it. You didn't mean nothing by it. And it happens to all of us, like where you just might have one of those days. Because I hear people say that, like, oh, Bill, you were just so stuck up. I was like, wow, I might have had to just go to the bathroom or something. Like I've never really been that stuck up of a person to me, but, some people said that, oh my God, he's too good to talk to me.
Well, it's not that too. Some people, they come at you crazy, and I don't know what they expect you to do, and they're like, oh, like you're at a restaurant. Oh, shit, Bill Bellamy. You're like this. What am I supposed to do at that point? Match your energy?
Talk to my wife. Talk to my wife.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Gary. Hey, baby, this Gary right here on everything. I ain't on God. Gary, tell her that's you. I know you get it.
I had one lady, me and my daughter at the Cheesecake Factory. It's just me and her. She's
just
like
trying to have
13.
mom and daddy, mom,
she
daughter.
She sat in my booth.
With you?
No. She sat in the booth, and I went like, dude, I looked at her, and she goes, oh, sub, you know this comes with it? And I was like, no, it doesn't.
No, right.
And this guy's with her that's trying to take a picture, and her phone died. She goes, fuck, my phone died. I was like, oops.
Oh, oops.
She asked to use mine.
No.
Use your phone? I go, I'm not sending you a picture. We had to move. I was like, we gotta move.
Yeah. I got a funny story about you that's hilarious that I didn't believe, but it was hilarious, right? So my boy CH, who you know CH, right? You know CH?
I don't know where the story's
Chanel?
going.
No, it's just hilarious. I'm gonna tell you where it's going.
I'm like this. I don't know where the story's going.
So I did a show somewhere in Texas, right? He was like, yo, B, man, I'm giving you this dope dressing room, man. But Gary Owen did not like this dressing room, man. He tore this motherfucker up and shit went crazy. I said, Gary Owen?
Yeah, I trashed
I did. He said Gary Owen was throwing food and tearing shit up and flipping shit up. I was like, no way. I was like, Gary ain't do that shit, right? So I text you. I was like, yo, Gary, would you have something? He was like, yeah, I did.
I did. I fucked this dressing room up. Okay.
I always wanted to hear your version.
Right. Here, this is the unbiased version of what happened.
Okay.
We're in Wichita Friday. We're in Killeen Saturday.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So I get to Wichita on Friday. There's fucking nothing in my green room.
Nothing.
There's no water. There's no food. There's nothing in my rider. I was like, where's the shit at, right?
Right.
They said they couldn't find it. Keep in mind, when I do first-time promoters theaters, I just say Chipotle. Give me a chicken bowl so I know there's Chipotle in every city. There's nothing in my dressing room. I'm like, dude, what is going on?
Right.
And I'm like, I told him I'm not going up until I have some shit in my dressing room. I ain't got water.
Not even water. Water.
Then he brings me like the Circle K water, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, not to be bougie, but I'm like
come on,
really?
now.
And then
you got that from a gas station.
Then he brings me this horrible Chinese food. Like, I was like this, I don't want to eat this. I
don't eat Chinese food right now.
So now I'm not happy, but I'm putting on a game face. I go, listen, man, we're in Wichita. This is a decent city.
Right.
There's a Whole Foods. There's a
something
grocery
there,
store.
somewhere.
He goes, but I didn't want to bring it until you got here. I go, don't worry about me getting here. I go, have it in the green room an hour before I get here. Don't worry about it.
Right.
I don't want this problem tomorrow in Killeen.
Don't do it.
I get to Killeen. The only thing they got in my dressing room is fruit and water. That's it. They don't have nothing else in my rider, right? And my dressing room's fucking hot. I like it cold.
Nice and cold.
Oh, it's 80. So now I'm hot. I'm in this dressing room going, where the fuck is my food? Where the fuck is anything in my rider? I told him don't do this again. I go into this other dressing room. It's 3 times the size of mine.
And it's immaculate.
Fucker's getting a haircut.
Yeah.
It's fucking Chanel. It's got a barber with the light, the glove,
and he
lining them up.
Yeah.
And here I am.
In the room.
Hot ass, smaller dressing room.
Sahara Desert.
That has nothing in it but fruit and water. And I literally opened the door and I went, oh.
Okay.
I closed the door. And sometimes I hate to say it, but sometimes I think race comes into it because I'm with all these black promoters and black people, and they just think they're gonna get over on the white dude.
I'm gonna turn up.
I don't know this guy. Right.
I'm about to turn up.
Here's what I did. I strategically trashed the dressing room. I made sure I didn't do any structural damage.
Right.
So I threw the chairs and flipped the table, but I didn't flip them out of anger. I just placed them.
Very nicely.
Oh my God. I took the chair and like set it down. I took the table and set it like this. And then the fruit, I sprayed it.
Like sprinkled it.
I didn't like throw it like this. I went, okay. Now you got to clean up, right?
Here goes some pineapples.
Then I started to cuss and act like I was moving shit. Then I was like, motherfuckers, ain't got shit. But at that point, I wasn't throwing anything. I'm just like hitting the wall, like, right? He walks, he goes, what the fuck? What's going on? I go, your lineup's great.
You look great, but I'm fucked
hot.
up.
I ain't got no food again.
Right.
No, but we're gonna take care of it. So we got everybody at his green room, his big ass dressing room. Now I got in the bigger dressing room,
As you
but I'm
should.
the headliner. Right? And I'm like this. So now I got all this fucking hair all over the fucking carpet because I guess 4 people got haircuts.
Yeah.
Because it was different grades.
Yeah.
There was like some gray, some black. There was a mixed guy hair. There's completely black guy hair. I was like this. I was hot.
You're like, okay.
But he goes,
and you ain't even, nobody asked me, can I get a cut?
Yeah. Right.
They didn't even ask you. Man, I heard that story. I said, oh my God, because it was like a week or 2 later, and it was fresh. That's why I texted you. I was like, yo, did some shit happen? You was like, yeah.
Yeah, I did that.
Yeah, I did that. I did a good job.
But that was the story, man.
I never had a chance to trash anything. I thought that felt so rock star to me.
Yeah.
I was proud of you. Because that's the shit you hear about, like musicians and shit. They tore up the fucking Roosevelt Hotel, threw a TV through the window. Like, I've never had like a Gary Owen or Cat Williams moment.
Well, it was a strategic trash. It was strategic trash. But the haircut is what did it.
Oh my God.
When I walked in and I went, here's the thing. I'm not tripping off this. I get why you put me in the dressing room because it literally was right by the stage.
Yeah.
I get that.
But you had nothing that you wanted. That's another thing.
I would have never went in anybody else's dressing room.
But
now
right.
I'm fucking Steve because I figure, he getting over. The first time I'll give it to you because it's first time promoter. I don't know him. He doesn't know me. I'll use his excuse that he wanted the food to get here when I was there. All right, or you get a runner and they don't do their job. I get it. But the second night,
no.
There's no excuse the second night.
Yeah.
And it's different if the shows are tanking. Like, we're selling tickets.
We're selling tickets, so
everybody's making money right now.
Let's stop playing. Let's get it right.
Right.
That's one of the things about being a comic that we just want our setup because now we got our setup. Our mind is cool. We're comfortable. Like you said, you like yours cool. I like mine. I don't like the AC on blast because it just does something to your vocal cords, but I like my room comfortable. I got to have my rider.
Oh, the riders.
Oh, it's a wrap.
No.
If you don't have my rider, I'm going to start delicately placing stuff too. But
you got to realize the rider for, I guess, most artists, it's like coming home and the bed's made.
Yes, that's
You're
what
like,
it is.
Oh, okay, I'm home. Everything's in order.
I'm
I can
good.
Relax. So whatever you got, what do you got in your rider? What
So
foods you got?
I have baked chicken, food, and I do usually any type of fish or seafood because I don't eat a lot of red meat, so that's cool. I do that, and then I have fruit. I gotta have my fruit.
Everybody has fruit.
Everybody have fruit, and then I have my drinks for the people that come in. So I'll have like a vodka, or some people drink Hennessy, and then I have like a tequila because some people like that. So I just have all that covered. So anybody that comes to the green room can make their own drinks and
Facts. I gotta start doing that. I'm selfish. I just have vodka.
No, you gotta step your game up because you being thrifty. But the thing about it is because you don't know who's gonna come. So some people brown, some people light, and then some people just like tequila. So I just have those 3, and then got my mixers. Then I make sure I have water because we need our water.
Yeah.
And sodas. I don't know why I have sodas in there. And then I have like some kind of dessert or something or whatever, and flowers, just making beautiful.
Oh, nice. I ain't got my shit. That really makes me mad because he could have got my shit.
Should have got your shit together.
My shit is so basic.
You're like, yo, man.
Celery.
Hummus. I remember somebody told me that Eddie Griffin, in his rider, he always get a fresh pair of Air Force Ones. And I was like, yo, that's a smart move. Because everybody want a fresh pair. I was like,
I didn't think about that.
Right, you got it. I remember, man, when I first met Eddie Murphy. Not I first met Eddie Murphy, but the first time Eddie Murphy was on MTV. That's when I realized what a writer was. It's 2 people that I realized what a writer is Eddie Murphy and Mariah Carey. So I'm a new guy in the game. I ain't got no rider yet. I'm hoping that, I'm gonna have rider days, right? I never forget, like, we had like 4 PAs doing stuff for Eddie Murphy's dressing room. They was painting it and shit. They was putting up petunias, like flowers I never heard of before.
Yeah.
I was like, what is going on? They was like, Eddie Murphy don't play. Eddie Murphy got to have only green M&Ms. I said, what? They was like, he only eat green. So they was picking out, they had a bunch of bags of M&Ms. And they had PAs going, green, green. I said, oh, shit. That's how it is when you
Levels
become a
of this
star.
shit.
It's levels to this shit.
Yeah.
And I have seen so many levels to, it's the same thing, but other people want other stuff, right? Mm-hmm. Just like with your trailer. You know, it could be that big or that small or that medium. There's so many levels to it. I'm astounded. Like, I'll give you a perfect example, right? You've had suites before, right?
Suites?
Suites, when you stayed in certain hotels and
Oh,
performed.
suites. Yeah, suites.
But some of them are crazy.
Yeah.
There's about 4 or 5 in your life that you like. This don't make no sense, right? In Vegas is the only place I've ever been where when you can get a suite that you can't breathe in because you haven't been in every suite in Vegas. Mm-hmm. Depending on the hotel, depending on the situation, you're going to get a suite that you can't believe, right? Mm-hmm. I never forget this. I'm at the Palms. The Palms suite that I had a basketball court in it.
Heard about that room.
I said, are you kidding me?
What year was that?
This was 2007, maybe?
Oh, well, they've redone it.
Now it's probably like 2 full courts in there. So this is the funniest shit, right? So I'm tripping, so I'm talking to the guy who's the VIP guy. I'm like, man, this don't make no sense. He was like, Mr. Bellamy, you could bring your boys over, y'all could hoop it, strip it, soundproof as shit, then walk out here, we got this, that, and the other. He said, man, you should have got the other one, though. I said, what? He was like, yeah, that one got real sharks in it. I said,
Real sharks.
I said, these motherfuckers got real sharks. He was like, we do. I said, wow. Because I was like, yo, some of this shit is beyond, even though I've been doing this a long time, every now and then I still get the like, oh my God.
Yeah, some of the hotels.
Yeah,
like,
you go, whoa, right?
Whoa.
Whoa.
And Vegas is notorious because
they get
casinos,
everybody.
and they're not tripping.
Ain't nothing.
They're like this. They just want you doing a show there, puts asses in the seats, which makes people gamble. I didn't know this about Vegas, and I don't know if it's true or not, but when you come there for a show, they're not really basing the money they're paying you off. Did you sell tickets? It all goes into the night. Like the night Bill Bellamy came, did the casino make money?
Yeah, that's
so
what it's about.
you're hoping everybody loses. So when you're at a casino, you want to see people playing craps going, yeah! You want to be like, fuck!
But one of the things that I learned about casino dates and whenever you do them, they always say, what time is your show over? Because they want, like you said, they want those people to go gamble. Mm-hmm. So literally, if we draw in a crowd of 2,000 or 3,000 people, they're excited about that because you and I are drawing out 3,000 to 6,000 people that are going to go gamble, and then so and so is bringing people that are going to gamble. So they don't care what they pay us, like you said, like they pay us whatever because
that's why they give you those suites.
They go like, because we're gonna make that back in the first 45 minutes.
Yeah. Well, they redid the Palms, they redid the pool, and then that's usually where I go every year. Do the Pearl Theater. I think it's the Pearl Theater at the Palms. But they told me they did a huge facelift, and the one guy gave me a tour. Now, I had a great suite. Don't get it twisted. But then he took me to the other side of the suite. And I was like, why didn't I get this? He had one that was art.
We save that for our whales, for the guys that come in from Japan.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The one they showed me was all these butterflies everywhere, and I took videos of it, and I took pictures like I was staying there, even though I wasn't.
Right.
I think to lie a lot on social media.
That's okay.
So all these artwork was worth like hundreds of thousands of dollars, and I was like, I don't get it. I don't get it at all.
Right.
And then they took me to the basketball court one and all the other ones. And then they'll tell you who usually stays here. Like, okay, this is where Bieber stays when he comes in. This is where so-and-so. And then Terrence J, he got a tour of the Palms one time for some TV show, and we got to run through all the suites together. So that was cool just seeing all
Yeah.
Some of it's ridiculous.
Yeah, but it is, for entertainers like us, it is awesome sometimes to just get a treat or just to be, still have that kid in you, where you're just like, wow, man, this is fun. Like, I made it.
But if you think about it, if you get a suite like that, you're a single guy, 20s in your 20s or 30s.
Yeah.
I'm like this. My whole thing would be like, how do I let girls know I'm in this awesome suite?
You can't.
You want to be at the club like this. Oh, you going to go back with him?
Yeah.
Well, have fun at that apartment with the roommate.
I got a shark in my room.
No, I didn't know. Like Mayweather invited me out one night, and I was in Vegas, and obviously he has his house in Vegas, but I guess there's the MGM Suites or something.
It's
it was
bonkers. It's a whole nother entry, whole nother level to the game.
Oh, the inside pool and everything. I was like this. I got lost in that room, and
they got some shit for you in Vegas, boy.
But they said who stays there?
A sheik.
They were telling me sheik, but somebody huge stays there that doesn't go out. It was like somebody like Prince or Michael Jackson, some shit. Like when they went to Vegas, that's where they were staying.
Yeah,
so it was some entertainer like that doesn't go out. I can't remember. But Mayweather was telling me that. Yeah, only people staying here is me and like Prince.
That's it.
Some shit like that.
You know what I'm saying? We only swap out when when I leave town, he come in. We got.
Have you ever hung in Vegas with a boxer?
Yes, twice actually. Floyd, hung out with him before. Back in the day. With Evander Holyfield.
When he was on top?
When he was on top. I was at the it was the Evander Holyfield Riddick Bowe fight. I never forget this. I took my dad to Vegas for the first time.
Which one? There was 3.
Well, the one where the guy flew in with the thing.
Yeah, the second one.
He flew right over me and my dad. We was like, whoa! and all the FOI brothers was just That's all you
Riddick
heard.
Bowe's guys were the worst.
Yeah,
the guy, one of Riddick Bowe once ago was hitting him with the walkie-talkie. I was like, what's he doing?
Yeah. And that was one of them nights where I was just like, yo, my dad was like, man, this is exciting. Like he had never everything was going on. It was vintage. Like it was Vegas. It was opulent. It was crazy. It was hood. It was all these different moments. And I had my dad with me. I never forget that my dad was like, man, this is Las Vegas, huh? Man, where that dude come from?
This happens at all the fights, Dad.
My dad was like, man, where did he come from? He's just out of the man just flew in from where? Kentucky? Where?
I was watching the fight on TV, and I remember watching it going, that doesn't look, I remember right
didn't
before he
look
hit,
right.
I just went, that doesn't look right. Like, that brief moment hit you like, am I the one seeing this guy?
I never forget, because I could feel the wind of it. He came over us, and then the thing got caught. Remember, he was like,
in the ring?
Yeah.
Where were your seats?
I was literally, if this is the ring, so me and my dad were like 4 back, like so he flew, so he came in right over our head. It was weird because people was like, and then you just sing whoosh, and I was like, oh shit.
Is there a video? You think if they show a video,
but we didn't have that back then. We didn't have video phones.
No, I mean, like, if I go back to old footage of the fight, you think I could find you
You
in
might
the
be
audience?
able to see me and my dad because we would have this face.
Yeah. It's funny when you watch old fights and you see people in the audience.
Yeah.
You're like this. You'd be
like I literally, it was weird because I was there for both sides. So I knew Riddick Bowe's manager was Rocky.
Rock Newman, right?
Rock Newman. So I knew Rock. Me and Rock did shows together, knew Rock. So I was there for him. And then I knew Evander for a whole nother reason. So I was kind of like, this is dope, because both of my boys is fighting each other. And then I was like, Dad, you got to come to Vegas. So that was like the only time I ever took my dad to Vegas. And all that shit went wrong. But it was good, though, because he'll never forget it.
Yeah, how could you forget that? But is there anything you want to pump or anything?
Oh, yeah. So my next thing that I'm doing is my 1 hour special. So I got to shoot that very soon.
COVID's over.
Yeah, as soon as that's over, I'm going to shoot it. But hopefully I can figure out a way to do it. When is this airing?
Thursday.
This will be this Thursday?
This week.
This week? Okay, perfect. So this will be out.
No, it's live, Bill. It's airing right now.
Okay, if it's right now, I'm doing St. Louis in September. I'm doing St. Louis.
You doing Helium?
I'm doing Helium, and then I'm doing Cleveland, and then I'm supposed to shoot my special in October. So let's pray.
Really?
Yeah. So let's pray that I can get it. I'm ready though. I'm ready.
Yeah.
I got a nice hour. Woo!
That's what sucks, man.
Woo!
I was shooting mine March 20th,
and you got pushed.
COVID hit. I was like,
so you don't know when you're gonna do it now.
I don't know.
But you ready though, right?
I was beyond ready. Now I'm super ready because I got another 20 minutes on COVID.
That's what I'm saying.
Have you been out at all since this hit?
Yeah. I went out only 2 or 3 times since then. But I was trying out the new stuff. The new stuff is fire. So I was like, okay, I'm ready. Then I'm gonna have to incorporate some of this new shit and then some of the other classics that I already wrote. But I like some of the new stuff I got because I would have never thought of it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have never thought of it.
People are starving.
Yeah,
man.
yeah. People need it right now. I did Texas like two or 3 weeks ago, and I crushed them.
You Addison or Arlington?
I did Addison.
Addison, yeah.
Crushed them. It was crazy. I was like, oh my God. Wait till you get back on stage. It's gonna feel like euphoric for you.
Oh no.
Because it's what we love to do anyway. So
Ain't lying.
I love it.
All right, man. Well,
That's it.
I don't really close with a bang.
You just leave. You know?
It's just over. But I gotta do your podcast is you're recording now, right?
So mine will launch in October. It's called the Bill Bellamy Show. I have my own network, so actually I'm launching a couple of shows, but I'm gonna launch my show as well.
Mm-hmm.
And there's another show that I'm launching called Single and Searching. It's like a female-driven kind of podcast. But my podcast is fun too. You're coming on. You got to be in my top 5, and I'm doing a lot of everything, celebrities, trendsetters, tastemakers. I'm doing everybody that's moving the needle. Mm-hmm. So you in there.
Yeah, thanks.
You made it. You just made it though.
Well, I've had 2 people. I know you had Russell Peters on.
Yes.
And then do you have Lunell?
I had Lunell come on.
I think they both came to mind after they left yours.
Yeah. We had a great time. I had Donnell on too. I had Lorenz Tate. I have, who else did I get that was a really interesting, I had Tiffany Haddish come on too.
That's dope.
And you're going to cry when you see her interview.
Yeah.
She just came so real. Oh, I love Tiffany.
She's dope, because when I started
Yes.
the podcast, we had to do it remotely, and that's when you know how people feel about you, because I started texting people like, hey, do you want to come on? I went high in the beginning. I went after Kev, Tiff.
Right, yeah.
Everybody said yes. I go, okay, at least people like me. in this
Right.
business.
Thank you, Jesus.
You didn't want no response. You're like, fuck, no one wants to
zero.
come on my
Like,
shit.
what the fuck?
They must have heard about me trashing the green room
Yeah.
in Texas.
Say like Gary Owen's a thug. He threw pineapples and watermelon and fucking
But they were strategically placed.
and cantaloupes.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, I
Thank you.
appreciate you coming on, man. Thank you so much.
All right, G.
Appreciate it, Bill.
All day.